For my lesson will cover a world geography ninth grade class for 90 minutes, and the unit that we will be on is population and migration. And the lesson for today is population pyramids. And here you can see my goals, objectives, and a TEK that we'll be focused on today is to analyze population pyramids and how to use that data. And for this activity, mainly the students will just need their devices, whether this be a phone or iPad or any technology that they can use for this online hybrid kind of class that it would be set up for. So we'll start off the lesson by doing a Quizlet quiz that the students will engage with, just to kind of see where their understanding is based on the previous lesson. And then we will do a Kahoot, a fun Kahoot that I include into the lesson just for fun and also to kind of see where they're at. And then we'll jump on to the next thing. And so the students will watch a presentation by me on population pyramids and how we use those and what they represent. And they will take guided notes along with that as we go, and they'll be able to access documents and the slides and all other material through the Hub or Google Classrooms or whatever any school classroom would use. They'll be able to access everything online and download that and then resubmit that inside the Google Classroom. And so once we will be doing the presentation together, I'll be going through multiple different pyramids, population pyramids with the students to help them understand what they mean and how to use them in different scenarios. They will understand how to point out countries that are developing, that are growing, and many other things as well. Some alternatives for this. And so for gifted students, instead of just having the normal assignments where we'll do the Quizlet, which is to see their progress, and then together we'll work on a couple of different population pyramids, these students will be able to have a video lesson included with their assignment that kind of goes into depth with different types of population pyramids and how they are used, categorized, and looked at. For my SPED students, they will receive the same exact lesson. If they needed a hard copy, I would be able to provide that for them. I would include examples in their work, to help relate it to them and to help give them any other needs they need to. And so after we do the presentation, the students will have guided notes, and they will also have a worksheet that will go along with it that will have two different population pyramids that they will work on and answer questions such as what is the biggest age population in a certain area, and many other questions as well. Once they've completed that, we will go on to do a Kahoot game that'll kind of just overview population pyramids for their understanding and kind of see where they're at. And so that'll be the majority of the period. And so for an exit ticket, the students will create their own population pyramid based on any population they want to, and they'll just have to explain that. I have a couple of modifications that I included for our EL students, such as providing extra notes in both Spanish and English that they can follow along with. Also, being able to give them the assignments prior to the class period and giving them extensions in their work, and also notes that cater to them, and also having classmates partner with them if we do group projects to help them who can better help them. From our SPED students, I would provide hard copies of the lessons, activities, and notes. I would give them modified timed as needed. I included in our Quizlet for our SPED students text to speech if they need that resource as well, and then gives them preferences in whatever preferred way that they need that as well. And so here's my lesson. My class will be on Google Classrooms, and we have all of our assignments right here listed, as you can see. Um, and so I click classwork. You can see everything, and I put everything from bottom to top in alphabetical order. These will be the main assignments we'll be working on. We will start off with the warm up, which will be on Quizlet, and so they will click it, and they will have some instructions on how to get there. And then this is Quizlet, and so it's basically, I say, like a better Quizlet or Kahoot, where they can take a quiz and I can see how they're doing. For example, Christopher needs help, and there's one student who's doing strong. So I can click this button right here, and I can see who answered the right answer and who answered the wrong answer, and any other answer as well. And so after we work on that, um, we will do a Kahoot game, and this would just be for fun, just to kind of rise up the effective domain. And so it would be like, what is the population? What's Mr. C's favorite? What shirt is he wearing? What's his favorite color? And other fun questions and questions based off the previous lesson. So once we complete that, students, I would provide them with the class notes. I will have them go online and download it. So they will click on it and they will have a copy through Google Documents of the class notes that go along with the PowerPoint slides that we will use right here. And here are the slides we use, and they would basically just kind of go over um, different population pyramids, and why they're used and how to look at them and what different ones represent. So it asks questions like, what are the three shapes of population pyramids and other things like that. And then here are the slides I provided, the slides that will go along with those worksheets. And so here you can see um, it says like why do we use population pyramids and different characteristics of the graph and what they represent. And then we have a couple of examples to look at as well. And then we'll have another fun Kahoot that'll go along with the PowerPoint, and we can see it here. And so we have different questions based on population pyramids and other fun questions like this one. Left hand side of the pyramid is usually and so they will be able to answer that question based off the slides that we learned. And then they will have an exit ticket and their exit worksheet, which we will do together, and they would do some of it on their own. So I would continuously help them out with different assignments, just kind of assess them and assist them in any way that they need it. And so we work on different. We'll work on one of these together, and then they would do the other one separately. And then they would do an exit ticket where they would create their own population pyramid, and then they would explain that. And then I also included a couple of vocabulary words that we would focus on for the day. And they would be able to click on these vocabulary words, and they would be able to come up with their own definition. So I gave them a definition in English and Spanish, and their job would just be able to write it in their own words or in a way that best works for them. And they can comment and post on other students' posts and reply to other people's and start conversations to help each other out. And that would be the majority of the lesson. And so students would turn in these. And so not everything has due dates, but a couple of things would, just to check for assessment and understanding, such as the exit ticket and the class notes. And so that is my lesson.